Next on Worcester News Tonight, it's the 4th of July and many are out voting. We got a look at how a police patrol is keeping them safe. Plus, more than 100 people celebrated their first Independence Day as American citizens in Sturbridge. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Developing tonight, Worcester police say 2 people have died after a serious accident in the city Wednesday afternoon. According to police, the 2 victims were in their 80s. The car appeared to have crashed into a rock on Barry Road. The names have not been released. Worcester police are investigating. A 3-alarm fire breaks out in a West Brookfield home Wednesday. Firefighters from several towns respond to a residence near 363 Main Street, where a garage and house were heavily damaged. The department says they received the call around 10 a.m. and were quickly able to extinguish the fire. Ambulances were on scene, but there were no reported injuries to the residents. According to the Telegram, the cause of the fire was a lawnmower. Central Massachusetts' string of warm weather didn't stop people in Shrewsbury from attending Independence Day celebrations in Dean Park. Our Gretchen LaRosa spoke with people as they were celebrating the holiday.
It's really fun. Happy birthday, America.
The heat didn't slow down 4th of July festivities in Shrewsbury. For the past 4 years, the town's Parks and Recreation Department celebrates Independence Day by inviting hundreds of people to Dean Park for food, games, music, and massive inflatables.
I think Parks and Rec is really grateful that we're all here. I know it's a very hot day, and I know a lot of people are sweating and drinking lots of water, which is very good. But it's definitely a great way you can have fun by the pool, barbecues, enjoy the fireworks, and I think that's what 4th of July is all about.
It's a tradition in Shrewsbury, but the town says it's not exclusive to just Shrewsbury residents. They invite anyone to come out and join in the festivities.
It's a lot of families from Shrewsbury, and we also get people from the surrounding towns. Grandparents are also here with their grandchildren, so it's a great event for all generations.
The fun 4th festivities included a break from the heat with cooling centers provided by the fire department. First responders were among the different organizations who volunteered their time. Shrewsbury Parks and Rec has a long-standing relationship with the Boy Scouts Association, who volunteered on Independence Day as part of their mission.
It's a great way to let the community know that the troop thanks them for what they've done, and it's a great way to give back.
Now, looking back just 4 short months ago, central Massachusetts was hit with 3 consecutive nor'easters. When catching up with people today, they say they prefer the sizzling sun over snow any day. Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, some were at the parks and others were taking a spin on area lakes to cool down. Today, our Rosalind Flaherty joined a boat patrol to get a look at how police are keeping boaters safe.
Webster Lake is a popular place to be on the 4th of July, and it's Officer James Young Sr.'s job to make sure people are safe and following the rules.
We're getting complaints about the jet ski speeding through the channel. If you go through the channel over there, it's 5 miles an hour.
We were on board as Officer Young patrolled the more than 20 miles of shoreline.
We're looking for erratic operations, people not registered, not doing the right things.
He spotted 2 men on a jet ski doing donuts and pulls them over.
You got your registration?
It's my buddy. But he said, yeah, everything's straight.
All right, let's go in the shore so we can talk.
He soon learned they do not have the proper registration on board the jet ski. He says a registration has to be on a vessel at all times.
His voyage has been terminated until he can get the proper paperwork for it.
Young says Webster Lake is a dry lake, which means no drinking. Children under the age of 12 have to be wearing a life jacket when the boat is in motion, and no one under the age of 16 can drive a jet ski.
Verbal warning for children with no life jackets.
He's on the water a couple times a week to keep everything running smooth, and says residents tell him they feel safer knowing he is watching their lake.
I'm all about them having fun and coming out here and having a good time. Just do it safe. And if I see you operating erratically, you're going to get stopped.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Old Sturbridge Village hosted Independence Day events all day long. They held activities like dance lessons and carriage rides and fired a reproduction cast iron cannon to celebrate. Even before the tradition of fireworks, historian Tom Kelleher says making noise has always been the way to celebrate the 4th of July.
They would do anything they could to make noise. Ring church bells, set off fireworks. Then as now, fireworks are illegal in Massachusetts, but people still got a hold of them then, just like they do now, and set them off. They would shoot off artillery if they had a cannon. They would shoot muskets.
The museum also displayed a giant Declaration of Independence outside their meeting house. Visitors walked by and signed it themselves. Also at Old Sturbridge Village, more than 100 new U.S. citizens celebrate Independence Day. The museum held a citizens' naturalization ceremony on the village common. Our Chandler Walsh was there and has the story.
This is the 5th year Old Sturbridge Village has hosted a naturalization ceremony on Independence Day. It's their largest group yet, and many who became citizens say they're filled with pride.
I'm very proud to become a new citizen of the United States.
A crowd of 152 people representing 51 nations came together at Old Sturbridge Village to become U.S. citizens. A long and challenging process for many, Ozan Bozda says becoming a citizen took him 8 years.
You are coming to a new country, you are not really speaking English, and it's a totally different culture to be in. So it takes you for a while to understand.
U.S. Magistrate Judge Kenneth Nyman says the current immigration debate is toxic, and he wanted this naturalization ceremony to be positive and honor the country's immigrant history. He addressed the group with a message of inclusion.
Lift this ceremony out of that toxic debate and really get back to the fundamentals of citizenship, and people wanted to come to this country, seeing it as a beacon of light.
The message struck a chord with Bozda. The native of Turkey says he was surprised to hear others were happy to announce their citizenship.
That was the highlights of my day. Right. I didn't think I would be that emotional, but it was pretty emotional.
Jose Annunziato is the last one in his family to become a citizen. He came to America from Venezuela more than 20 years ago, and though he didn't plan on staying, he says he fell in love with the country.
With so many things going on with my country, it's almost impossible to go back, and whereas here is very welcoming, and I just feel that I have a country again.
Some of the new citizens say it was a great experience for the ceremony to be here at Old Sturbridge Village, and were able to spend part of the day walking around the museum and learning about their new country's history. In Sturbridge, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Now to an update on a story we brought you last night. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is also a July 4th tradition. It featured one of Central Massachusetts' own again this year. Oxford's Geoffrey ESPER broke the top 5, coming in 4th. He's one of the world's top competitive eaters and showed his true colors today. It's not just a one-day event for ESPER, though. He spent months preparing for this moment.
Yeah, so I mean, for this contest, for Coney Island, it's a different type of contest. I eat a lot of hot dogs. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of hot dogs to practice for this contest.
ESPER, who is a full-time school teacher, says his summer vacation is filled with more eating competitions, including ice cream and pizza. In an annual 4th of July tradition, Rutland welcomes thousands to watch their Independence Day parade. The event is the culmination of a 5-day celebration. The parade is reaching a milestone this year, and some say the holiday just wouldn't be the same without it. Our Kim Jandro has the story.
Every 4th of July for the last 70 years, the town of Rutland has celebrated Independence Day in style.
We're excited to see everything that's going to be here, all the floats and the police cars and the fire engines. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
What are you most excited about seeing today?
The parade. I would say the floats, mostly.
The annual parade drew in a crowd of thousands. Family, friends, and neighbors filled Maple Ave while celebrating America's birthday.
It's nice to see people come out, and it's the birthday of America, but it's also celebrating the sacrifice that the military does put forth, so we all can be out here and enjoy our freedom.
Floats rolled up Main Street as volunteers hurled candy all over the crowd. Bands played, people waved, and there was even a visit from Santa himself. town, there is no 4th of July without the parade in Rutland.
Probably the last 9 years or so. It's been an annual tradition for us. We've been bringing the kids down here.
4th of July and parades go hand in hand. I mean, on the 4th of July, you always have a parade.
That was our Cam Jandro reporting.